Welcome back to Delta Green, Dead Letter Part 13. I don't think we've ever had one case file take this long. It's epic, it's long, it's challenging, and we have taken casualties as well. This is Delta Green, a story of slow decay of body and mind. And I think we've seen that for a lot of characters, this case file. In fact, we currently have one retired, one dead, and everybody else traumatized. Which is very Delta Green, isn't it, at the end of the day? Anyway, this show is rated R for all the above reasons, and who is in Z-Cell? We'll introduce a new member to Z-Cell at a dramatically appropriate time, as it were.
Hi, I'm Briar, and I'm playing Dr. Alex Blair.
Hi, I'm Harper, and I'm playing Sarah Gwen.
I'm
Hi,
Cal,
I'm
and
Coach. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm Cal, and I'm playing Jacqueline Morgan.
And I am Coach to be playing a yet to be identified character.
Exactly.
He could be anyone.
Someone you already know.
I swear to God, if you're playing Corso, I'm gonna lose it.
I'm playing,
Just to buckle up properly, huh?
Wait, hold on, I can't hear.
Oh God.
I'll be back in a
Oh no.
Oh God.
Let's just tell the story of what happened last session, because it was intense. Fallas, Morgan, and Blair were at the observation point, seeing the attack on the ABC plant and the commando team. And for the moment, the group decided to just let the mysterious third party handle the situation, because they must be the buyers of the blue substance, of sapphire, as we call it by now, right? And maybe they can mop up the ABC plant for you, because they had all the guns. They had definitely training, skills, guns, that's what you need. And equipment. But then Blair received a call from the handler Drake, who ordered them to observe the attackers, identify them, gather intelligence on what they were taking. Drake authorized the use of your federal credentials and promised to scramble Air Force resources to intercept this group if possible. And he stressed the importance of stopping the shipment and identifying the buyers, suspected to be a foreign group. Maybe from Canada, maybe from somewhere else. Back at the motel, Gwen struggled to stay awake while watching over the sedated Tristan and the reanimated Thomas Ironshirt, and she eventually succumbed to exhaustion. Fallas and Morgan, feeling the need to intervene, decided to approach the plant. They were intercepted by tribal police cars, but used their federal badges to assert authority, taking command of the shell-shocked police and remaining ABC guards. They formulated a plan to enter the admin building through one of the production silos to flank the commandos. And as they prepared to make entry, Gwen was woken up by a call from Red Crow of the tribal police, who was responding to the chaos and was asking if it was you guys, and apparently it wasn't. And then Gwen had to manage a panicked Tristan who woke up to the sight of Thomas, because Thomas is in fact a zombie. Meanwhile, using their skills to bypass the facility's lockdown, Fallas and Morgan led a team of police and guards into the diamond production unit. When they were in there, enveloped by a cloud of blue gas. Fallas died instantly, his lungs ceasing to function. Morgan and several others collapsed, gasping for air. From the observation post, Blair witnessed the catastrophe and sprinted towards the plant to help as well as she could with her considerable skills in first aid. Blair tried to resuscitate Fallas, but failed tragically with a critical failure, and thus managed to make bad things worse. Fallas was now beyond saving. Blair then managed to stabilize Morgan just as the commando team emerged from the admin building, firing indiscriminately as they made their escape to the helicopter. The horror escalated as Fallas and other victims of the gas began to twitch and rise, their bodies transformed into mindless walking dead. The sight sent Blair and the newly conscious Morgan into a state of catatonic shock. The entire plant descended into chaos as the newly risen dead attacked the remaining police and security, who were now being reinforced by the Air Force. The admin building was up in flames, chaos everywhere. Everyone inside the admin building, it was mayhem, it was bad. Eventually, Blair came out of her freezing state, came to again, started hearing the sounds and the noise around her, and could drag the catatonic Morgan away from the carnage and back to the OP. From the relative safety of the motel, Gwen called Blair and learned about Fallas' death and the zombie outbreak, which gave Gwen another reason to scream. The remaining agents scattered, traumatized, coordinated briefly. Blair and Morgan were instructed by Drake to liaise with the arriving Air Force, led by a friendly colonel, to contain the outbreak and sanitize the site. And yeah, the session ended with, late in the evening, Blair and Morgan, the surviving members of Z-Cell, basically, congregating on the motel room where Gwen has been hiding out with Thomas Ironshirt. And you know that you have to meet with Drake at about midnight to coordinate with members of H-Cell, apparently.
So, shit's fucked. I
Yes.
think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit. I understand that Blair and Morgan have not entered the room where Thomas is, or he is hidden in a closet right now.
I think we're on the porch, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
We were outside, yeah. And I tried to contact Corso and left him a voicemail.
You did, yeah. Who knows if he will ever respond.
If he does, cool. If he doesn't, whatever. Flaker.
Yes, Flaker, absolutely, that's him.
He doesn't want to pick up his dead employee's adopted daughter's adopted son. Absolute flaker.
Exactly.
Like, what did Talbot ever see in that man? Florida?
Sad is
know.
what it is. Sad.
As Talbot died the way she lived, making bad decisions.
Yep. Isn't that the best way to die? I don't know. Yeah, so we have three people staring at each other right now. That's what I'm getting from this.
So
We have to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
yeah, I was about to say we should meet up with H-Cell, but I don't know how we're going to do that given we have an unnatural in our hotel room.
We just leave the unnatural here and leave.
I'm just
But
gonna
Tristan
level
is
with you.
also here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna level with you. If he finds out what happened to the plant, he's gonna run, and if Tristan finds a way out of the handcuffs, he's gonna lose his shit. So
One of us
Yeah.
stays here. The other two go.
Well, I'm assuming
we
he's
could just-
expecting all of us, except for Tristan isn't capable.
Tristan
maybe
does
we
need
could-
supervision, though.
He's chained up. He's fine. We
And
could.
you could use that as an excuse for one of us to stay.
We could try to convince Thomas to stay in the bathroom the whole time. Maybe.
You mean you want to bring the H-Cell here?
I'm just saying if they come here and see him through the window, they might
I don't think that H cell should come here. I think we should meet at a neutral space
Yeah.
because I don't want those guys in our problems.
Sounds good. I'm also worried about Tristan just losing it more than he already has if he's left alone with Thomas for too long. Great.
Again, leave one of us here.
Where? Who wants to stay?
Makes more sense for the doctor to stay, honestly.
Yeah,
Do you want to stay?
I might as well. I'm not doing too well either.
Do you want to stay? You did not answer my question.
Yes.
Okay. Okay then. Blair will stay here, and we'll go meet up with H-Cell.
Everybody's
I
doing
did.
fine. Just fine.
I'm in insane need of coffee. I haven't had coffee in days.
Oh no.
You should have asked Corso to make a stop at Starbucks.
He doesn't know how I like my coffee. Gwen.
Oh, sorry, I said that again. Sorry. Sarah did not say that, though. It's just me out of character making a little joke.
He doesn't know how I like my coffee.
Fair.
Anyways, yeah, we going now.
Yeah, why not?
Cool. Guess we're going.
All right.
And here we go.
I think by this time, there is some level of officialness to this, though Drake might not want to show off all the Delta Green agents to official people, so maybe we're gonna meet at, I don't know, what would be a good meeting place close to Browning that is not obviously, that is very private, let's say. I'm thinking some hiking trail somewhere. That's what I think.
Appropriate?
So Blair is not gonna be there, but Morrigan and Gwen will be. You get to go out of the house, Gwen!
Yay!
Yeah, you need some fresh air.
You
After
might
dealing
get
with
some fresh
insanity
air.
for too long.
And maybe some sunlight, too.
That could be a thing.
It's 11 p.m. though, so
It's gonna be fine.
too
Fine!
much dark.
Aw, no sunlight.
And Addie's gonna go.
And one drink. So, this is gonna be a meeting that takes place in the light of headlights, let's just say, from cars. Very off the
You
beaten
standing
track.
ominously in the darkness.
What was that?
You, Morgan, standing ominously in the darkness. That's so chic.
Yeah.
Feel me? Feel the trauma makes for a very spooky look.
Absolutely. Drake is the one who is obviously chairing the meeting somehow. This is basically midnight now. After a really long day. And, yeah, 3 cars. The one that Gwen and Morrigan arrives in. The one that these other guys arrive in. And the one Drake arrives in. All with the headlights turned to the center so you can see each other. Drake is moving slowly. You can tell he's tired in his bones. He's done ops like this for a long time. Look at that white hair of his. If he joined Delta Green when he was your age, Gwen, then he'd have at least 30 years of service, which would bring him back to... Nom?
Oh god.
Yeah.
Old bastard.
Yeah. He definitely has a smoke in the corner of his mouth. The other agents are not as old. There is Agent Hank, who looks very much the FBI agent with his special agent with his suit. So neutral looking that it's almost like it's on purpose. Maybe he is dressed like this so that nobody will remember his face five minutes after he have left them. That could be a thing. There is Agent Harriet, who is looking very opposite to Morrigan and Gwen because she's just too fresh. Like, she has makeup and a touch of lipstick, and she did her...
Oh my god, she wears lipstick?
Yeah, a little
Oh,
bit.
no.
And she's done her eyeshadows and eyebrows and everything. Looks every bit the professional. Though there is a look of concern on
change.
her.
It's gonna change very soon.
Does she have the 1,000-yard stare that you guys have? No. And then
That's
there
gonna
is...
change.
That is definitely going to change. And then there is another agent. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Standing along with everybody else is that fairly large blonde man with mustache and glasses on. He probably is not wearing a suit like everybody else, but is fairly well dressed otherwise. Khakis, button-up shirt, no tie, but otherwise fairly well dressed with an overcoat.
Drake is nodding and introducing everyone. You know, there's Agent Xana, Agent Zyra, Hank, Harriet, and Hassell. Everybody has a chance to shake each other's hands. And he's turning towards H-Cell. I have to say, I appreciate you coming out with such short notice. For security reasons, we've had very little briefing material for you. But by now you will be aware of what's been going down at the ABC plant, and that is definitely connected to the unnatural. Z-Cell here will fill you in on the details. You are here as their backup. They have the lead, but they've been through the ringer. So we shouldn't ask them to do too much. And then he looks towards Gwen and Morrigan because he's clearly expecting you to fill the H-Cell in fill in the blanks for H-Cell.
Okay. So, some local lab has been producing substances that can turn people into undead, and in an attempt to sell them to a third party, which has been unnamed so far. It's been a trip, okay?
Also, there is a planned student protest here on Monday. So
Yeah, that's not
wait,
gonna happen. Drake is just, that's not gonna happen.
Don't bring them there.
Wait, what? A planned student? Okay, that's gonna have to be canceled.
Definitely.
Sure, Hank can handle that, and he looks towards Hank. Hank just shrugs and nods.
yeah, this was like back. It's been a long few days. So
I can tell, says Harriet.
Yeah. It
are you
started with
guys
a dog head in a box.
I'm in dire need of caffeine.
Harriet is gonna ask, how are you doing? How are you holding up? She has the concerned look in her face. Definitely. You look like you could need some R&R sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're just the people that our cell is fine with sending. I mean, most of us are pretty injured. Or
One of
dead.
ours, 2 casualties so far. I almost died like twice. I think I should be dead, but I'm alive. So
Harriet
sure
and
it's
Hank
fine.
are looking at each other and then exchanging a glance with the big guy, because let's face it, Hassell is a big guy, isn't he?
Is he a punchy tough guy? You punch. How good are you at punching stuff?
I can.
How good are
stuff,
you? How
but
good are you? How good are you at getting punched?
I'm better at getting punched than I am at punching people.
Okay. That's good, because I was whacked inside of the head with a stick.
He's a good
You guys-
deal bigger than you, Morrigan. A good deal bigger than you. Twice your size or
Good.
something. Like, bulky. In fact, in terms of just the size, he reminds you a little bit about those commandos that went into the ABC compound.
Damn.
So at
Nice
hearing that,
team.
he speaks up and he's, do you get punched a lot on this team?
Yes.
Ah. Okay.
Oh, and
We don't get punched that often.
did you bring filter masks or something? Because there was like toxic gas that turns people into zombies.
Yeah, our friends in the Air Force are gonna kindly supply us with all the hazmat gear and protective chemical warfare gear that we might need. So that's not gonna be a problem.
Cool, cool.
Castor is on the ball, says Drake.
You got any information on the helicopter yet? Is that too early to know?
No, not too early, he says. Drake says. Let's see now. We know that the third party has escaped by air. We're going to need ID and intercept options. Since I was having a word with Castor about this. Since they escaped by helicopter, they could fly low. And you reported that they were commandos? Drake says?
Yep.
Looking at you, yeah. In your opinion, because I know your background, Agent Zena. In your opinion, how good were they on a scale from country bumpkin yahoos to Navy SEALs?
Navy SEALs. Very well trained. Came fully decked out in basically anything you could think of.
Right. So very
Whoever's
professional.
backing this
Yeah, go on.
very well. Whoever's backing them is very wealthy, I think.
No doubt. So the buyers, then, we have to assume these guys are the buyers. Obviously, this production facility has been shut down and shut down permanently. Which doesn't mean that the buyers...
The buyers are the ones who shut it down, so they may have other places.
Exactly, says Drake, and draws deeply from the smoke. You can see in the dark the cigarette just lighting up a little bit as he's drawing. And that's what worries me. We need to get a load on these buyers, and if they have production facilities elsewhere, and I don't care where. We know that they've been shipping this shit out of Canada. We don't know if it stops in Canada or goes elsewhere internationally. But that's definitely where this thread is going now. I'm hoping I've asked Caster, and I'm going to pull some threads with the FBI. You're going to be, all of you, very conveniently and officially be announced as a covert anti-terrorism task force that have been following this particular group of radicals. We don't know their agenda yet, right? But shall we call them eco-terrorists?
Likely, yes.
I picked up some chatter on that on the radio, so why not just go with it? So eco-terrorists.
Anyways.
What was that?
They're spreading biological agents everywhere anyways.
Oh yeah, so definitely terrorist activity, right? So that will solidly move it out of tribal police hands and squarely into FBI hands. So you'll all be able to flash your badges and take over the operation, and if anybody asks you about what you were doing here 3 or 4 days ago, it was a covert mission that they have no clearance to know anything about. At least it means none of you will have to, and he looks now at Z-Cell, will have to have cashed in on any of your vacation days. Isn't that lovely?
Hassell looks actually pretty excited about that with a big cheesy smile.
What? Why are you smiling?
I had a trip planned.
Who?
Someone's got to land that chopper somewhere. And if these guys are international, suggested by Canada, let's just say that we're watching all the airfields. And if we can get any hits from any airfields, we'll catch up with you guys, okay? So priority now is find these buyers, identify them, track them down. Do not engage until because we know that they have some serious hardware. And it's entirely possible that we'll need to do some mobilizing before we can hit them where they feel it. And we've already taken at least 2 losses on this up. I'm going to invite Harriet here, because I know your expertise, Harriet, to have a chat with your bedridden agent, Agent Zio, and make all the do all the paperwork so he can get some proper rehab, so you don't have to keep him holed up in whatever temporary solution you have for him right now. Hank will take point on having a chat with the Air Force and set up an HQ here in Browning. The rest of Z-Cell, you can liaise with Hank at any time. Hassell, I want you to be a liaison between H and Z. If that's acceptable to you.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Very good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long night. It's been a long day. But the night and day isn't over yet because we need to track these bastards down.
Yep.
All right. Best of luck, everybody. Let's move it. And Drake will leave.
Bye, Drake.
I give Gwen a side eye. Give Gwen a side eye.
Oh, what for?
I look at Harriet. And I look back at Gwen.
Look, I am still a married woman.
No, that's not
Don't
what
you?
Different side eye.
No.
Is she a married woman? Question.
No. This isn't reference to some. This isn't what reference for what she is going to do.
like a psycho,
Yes, and
like a
she's going
psychological
to visit
evaluation.
Tristan. And guess who is in the same room, in the same motel as Tristan?
Oh shit! Oh no.
All you have to do is lead Tristan out of the... Anyway, Hank will ask you guys as Drake is pulling out from this area. He's going to ask you, right now, since I'm apparently going to be on official paperwork duty, which is a noble cause in our profession, because it's what makes sure that we stay in the shadows where we belong. Why don't you give me the version you want on paper?
Eco-terrorist, biological warfare.
They found us before the thing at the plant, and that's why Tristan's in here.
Yeah, he has a clipboard and a folder, and he just uses the hood of the car to write things down. Rubs his thumb along the paper edge, checks his watch a little bit, and nods as you're giving your descriptions. What do you want me to do with the Air Force, boys? And the FBI office in Billings. They're gonna ask questions too, though I've already initiated.
I mean, what about the gas? 'Cause literally everybody saw the thing that happened to people who were on the gas.
Yeah, clearly a hallucinogenic compound, some kind, right?
Yeah, some sort of hallucinogenic or nerve compound.
Sure.
And of course, that can be attested to by the resident
Buddy? Yeah? Yeah.
biological and chemistry experts. Maybe we have a pharmacy expert that can sign off on that too here.
When-
I'm a tox expert. I could sign off on that. In
Excellent.
low doses, it causes hallucinogenics. High doses, death. Something like that.
I like that. Hank is going to work with his bureaucracy.
He has bureaucracy. That's
He
a
has
first.
bureaucracy. He is the man who does the paperwork to make sure
What's
that
his bureaucracy skill?
a 50.
I'm better than him.
Yeah, you do. You are better than him.
You're better at. Are you the charisma guy? Are you the guy who talks to people?
No. Oh, God. I'm the history, occult, and bureaucracy guy. I'm just big.
Ooh. Placement.
We got another one. Yeah.
We need to introduce him to the front.
No,
Yeah,
we got
no,
Bob Clinton over here.
Hank is more charismatic.
Oh, yeah, I don't do people. Like, I'm a people's person. Like, an ancient people's person. Like, anthropological. That's about it.
I mean, the mustache looks
that explains
ancient.
the lack
this
of hat.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Hank is very good at persuading people.
Peopling.
And
If Morgan
yes,
ever goes
peopling.
down, I should do the peopling thing. I should become a people person next agent. Just so we have a chance.
So, I guess Hank will take the H-cell car, now that you've given him all the information he needs to paper this over properly, while Harriet and Hassell comes with our two, Zaina and Zyra, to the motel to pick up a Tristan that Harriet is going to take care of, right?
Hassell will call shotgun due to being large.
Yeah, he's large. This is fine. Yes. So
I should probably go in first just to prepare him for all of this. Just. Yeah.
just yep.
Sarah typically tries to leave the fact that they're married out of their professional lives. Yeah.
While all this has been going on, Blair has in fact been in the motel room alone, or have you been in the motel room? Are we putting Thomas in the closet, or Is this gonna be like an allegory for coming out now? I don't know. Thomas
Just
Irish
like
shirt
when-
is in the closet.
They keep Thomas in the closet.
Yeah, we
Like,
shoved him in the closet.
Yeah, maybe
It's like
we
a
should call
tiger in the
Blair.
bathroom situation.
all
Yeah, maybe
Blair
we should-
immediately.
Maybe we should, yeah. Hey, we've got H-Cell coming to pick up Tristan as like code word for get the creepy kid in the bathroom now.
Blair, what have you been doing in the motel room in this meantime?
I'd say Blair probably checked over Tristan, but is mainly just sitting somewhere, contemplating her choices.
So she's not even checking Tristan properly.
She would have checked. I don't know how long it took. I'd say she checked at least every hour. If the talk took a while.
So it probably takes them about an hour back and forth. If you want to roll a psychotherapy check, because that would be you talking to Tristan, who sits with, don't forget, a pillowcase over his head currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing great. That's what he's doing.
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, Blair, you will know pretty quickly from talking to him that he is in a really bad state and he needs both physical and mental help stat. Like, we're talking psych ward, probably suicide watch, the whole 9 yards.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
In game terms, Blair will know that he's below 20 sanity now.
Oh.
In the
Oh
team.
no.
And you will
17.
notice that his willpower is very low as well, because he sits at a 5. And in health terms, he's taken more than half his hit points. He's 75% down, something like that. So, it's just really bad. He needs... He should not be in the
He's so
field.
hospital.
He needs to get to a hospital and be taken care of there.
He's gonna be staying there for a long time too.
He's just
Oh,
been
yeah.
promoted to friendly.
Yeah, he's been promoted friendly, probably. Yeah, that seems... He is not... Technically, you never leave Delta Green, but let's just say that he is on an extended leave of absence. And by extended, we mean possibly 10 years.
Indefinite.
Possibly up to 10
Indefinite.
years. Whenever his psyche is recovered enough to be in field duty, do not doubt for a second that Delta Green will keep their eyes on Tristan's rehab over time. And if worst comes to worst, and he goes off the deep
Congrats.
end, then we might just have to put the old dog down, don't we? But
I can think of a couple of uses for somebody with 20 sanity, 3 intelligence, and some military training.
What?
Go
Are you
first
going
in
to
that
barrel?
direction. Yes.
Wait, now we could dump him off and have people do experiments on him.
Ah,
Turn him into
that went dark really fast.
really Captain America.
That was
We could give him a
West
flame-
Atlantic.
We could give him a flamethrower, a bunch of cocaine, and then just stick him on whatever creature we face next.
Oh my god.
He needs to be able to do that. He needs control
Go
of his
out
life.
in a blaze
He
of
could follow
glory.
simple commands.
On fire.
Go out in a blaze of
He's
glory
gross.
is what I'm hearing. That is.
Yeah,
He
it's
needs to
what he
set
would have wanted.
on fire.
I say,
mean-
is he is still alive?
The first day I met him, he rode Mothman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the first day.
Yeah.
He was
I
so
don't see any
badass.
problems with that at all.
Yeah.
It's
Honestly,
probably
I
perfectly
think-
right.
Honestly, all the deaths so far in Delta Green have matched the characters very well. I think we do need to let him go out in a literal blaze of glory.
Immolate him.
Yeah.
Well,
give him a
it's gonna
flame-
be 12:30 by the time Hassell, Harriet, Zyra, and Zaina arrive at the motel where Zaki is. Should I switch all the labels to your agent names while we have
Well.
this interagency?
I mean, mine's still the same, so I don't mind.
Sometimes I forget my agent name is Anna.
Sometimes.
Oh, I know what I'm
forget,
doing for my next character.
and sometimes
Agent
you bleed. Anyway, and Tristan is of course Agent Zio, or was until now. So
Now
there we have it.
he's-
All the agent names properly. But I guess
Good.
Zaki is taking Zio out of the room carefully. Zio is muttering to himself, "The dead are walking," which is not strange for him to say in this case, because Harriet and Hassell has already heard about the walking dead at the ABC plant, right? Doesn't mean that there is one in the motel room. And Zio's general shakiness here, yeah. Maybe Harriet will find out if she interviews him carefully, though.
Oh no.
But
I have full faith in him.
she's going to,
Yeah, right,
unless
stupid.
anyone else specifies otherwise, she is going to take custody of Zio and take him to a local hospital for further evaluation. Though before she does that, she's going to look at the rest of you all and say, how are the rest of you holding up? I see Zio is in situation.
I have taken multiple hits to the back of the head.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry,
think I
I'm
should
a
know him.
psychiatrist, not a medical doctor, so I can't evaluate that part. But I can evaluate your psychological status and see if you are still fit for field work or if you need a break.
I feel like God, so I think I'm doing pretty alright.
I think I need to be evaluated just in case.
Same, like, dude, the Sanity's in the 30s.
Same here.
Oh my god, is she gonna turn this into a therapy session for everyone suddenly? Just
Please.
like
I
you
beg.
all have
I
to
beg.
go and have PTSD treatment?
I need a sanity back.
She's
Sanity
definitely
back.
gonna have a chat with. She's talking to you right now and evaluating you, and she can see the deep circle under the eyes. Like, Xana, you're fine willpower wise, but you are not exhausted apparently. We're gonna fix that soon though, but you're a bit shaky, right? Zyra, you have very low willpower, so you have dark shadows under your eyes. And you are a little bit insane, as it were. We haven't
Oh yeah.
always. We haven't decided what kind of insanity is gonna, what kind of disorder is going to befall you. Zaki,
Megalomania.
you're down to half willpower, so you definitely need rest. And you're gonna need, let's see now, an acute episode, reminders of past traumas. These are all been new traumas, so it's fine. You haven't been depressed yet, right?
Oh yeah.
Yay! New trauma.
would you-
Yay! The trauma I get, the funnier I become.
That's fun.
Yeah.
The stunt with the Walking Dead kind of screws all up though. That was like
Yeah.
So is
Well,
she
good
going to
on
do an
her.
event? Because I feel like a psychotherapy session with each of you would take an hour each, which is 3 hours for the three of you. And maybe she's just going to take Zio for now and come back tomorrow and do the rest.
Yeah.
While Hassell sticks
Yeah.
around. Because none of
Makes
you
sense.
are... Blair is exhausted and tired. Zyra is exhausted and tired. Not exhausted, but very tired because low willpower. Is there anyone in Z-Cell who is ready to go out and deal with the Air Force and the regular FBI on this? I don't think so. I think Hank is the best candidate for that right now.
yeah. I mean, I could, but like,
Thanks, Hank.
my willpower is still full.
Yes, but your sanity says otherwise, and you're black and
Yeah.
blue in the face from all the subcutaneous
Multiple
bleeding that
beatings?
you've had. Yeah, the beatings, the bleedings. You're all the colors of the rainbow in your face, swollen and like maybe an eyebrow has been split and cheeks split, and it's just a lot right now going on.
I'm gonna have a lot. Oh,
Nothing
have like
life-threatening, obviously,
like
but
you cut in the back of my head,
yeah.
getting bonked, or
So
is that?
you need some time, as it were. So
I'm pretty sure my hair isn't even in its bun at this point. My hair is loose. That's how you know.
anyway, so Harriet then is going to take custody of Zio, and she's going to say, Hank and I will do work overnight with the Air Force. You can liaise with Hassell, and I'll be back tomorrow morning. Get you guys a chance to rest up overnight, and we can have a session in the morning depending on the developments. I know we need to track down these buyers, but since we don't have any particular leads right now, take this chance and rest up, you guys, okay?
Cool.
Right. All right.
And Hassell, you know where to find me, she says, if needed. So here we are. In the motel room, or there's going to be another motel room rented by Hassell very soon, isn't there?
Great, sorry, you said another motel room by Hassell?
What was that?
You said another hotel room for me?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Besides, I got this big 32-ounce coffee. I really got to use the restroom.
Tell the puppy I said hi.
What?
Tell the puppy I said hi. The dog.
The dog?
What?
Yeah, tell the dog.
My dog.
I said
Yeah.
yes.
Urgh.
Sorry. Sorry.
Harper says hi. Oh, yeah, she doesn't speak English. I'm sorry.
Kalaseska?
No.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, I'll go ahead and get a quick hotel room, I guess, next door to theirs. Or are we getting a separate hotel room somewhere, or what's the plan?
You could even have, if you want to move your base into Browning, it's a possibility now, because none of you are suspected of being the terrorists anymore.
Then yeah, I'll definitely suggest that. It would make more sense to be closer to town. I can get a hotel room in Browning if you guys want to catch up with me in a day or two. Or later in the day when you guys get a chance to move.
Sounds good.
All right.
That's what getting weird.
I'm gonna allow Hassell to roll a human check, because that is his
Yeah.
absolutely strong suit, isn't it?
It is. It surely is.
It's going great. It's going great.
Yeah. I give him a glance over. I'm like, not anything weird. I'm supposed to liaison with you guys.
Any weirdness going on with these guys is clearly because they've been absolutely traumatized and banged in their heads, both with physical objects and just mental onslaught of horrors. So if they're being twitchy and a little bit off, that shouldn't surprise Hassell at all.
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense. Hassell will then be setting up accommodations for, I guess, all of H-Cell in a motel in Browning, while the rest of you, it's 1 a.m. What do you want to do?
Sleep.
Go to sleep.
That makes sense. For the first time in how long have you been able to actually just relax and sleep?
In the morning,
In the
I'm
morning.
gonna find what put the coffee. I don't need to drink an entire pot of it.
Zaki, Zyra, Zaina, as you go back into your motel room, because Hassell has driven off, Thomas will... You can hear that little shuffle inside the wardrobe in the closet, and he's looking out.
Yeah, Thomas.
And he's...
Thomas. Hey,
And
Thomas.
that's bad, because now everybody has to roll a sanity check.
God
Oh
damn it.
no.
You are keeping a zombie around!
That is
Not
my
my fault.
son!
He's the dude. I fail.
Yeah, there we go. Gwen fails too. Finally, the chickens are coming home to roost. Okay, so Blair, you have a critical failure.
But okay.
Yeah, it was a critical failure. So
Wait, I succeeded? Holy crap.
no, you didn't succeed. Oh, yeah, Morgan succeeded, not Blair.
I succeeded.
Yeah, you're
I thought
fine.
I got a 55.
Yeah. Blair, do you want to project this loss to a bond or not? Because it's 6 points.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna project it to the bond because I was already planning to start ignoring bonds the next time we have downtime.
No.
Why does it say Talbot on your... Talbot is no longer... Okay.
Yeah, you checked it off as with that yellow check mark, but it's still there.
I don't know why it's still there. It should be at a 0. But anyway. Okay, so which other bond could we damage? Roll a d4 willpower points.
A d4, okay. Yeah,
I'm going to sleep.
3. Okay, that means that you're gonna lose 3 points from a bond and only 3 sanity points. Which means that you're not sent over the edge. Like, you don't have to fight flight, or freeze.
I'm gonna say inflicting it to Mom. Because I'm assuming during this whole time she's been trying to call and Blair's just ignoring
makes
it.
sense. That makes complete sense. Yeah, we're gonna have an interesting scene with that. This is the first time during this entire story that particular bond is hit. Any bond is hit.
Yeah. I think I'm giving up on keeping them up.
Wait a minute. When did you... Oh, it was down there. Yeah, so... You're probably gonna get another point to Morgan, though, because you had another horrible experience. Zyra, why don't you roll d6? Let's see how well you hold up.
Oh, yay!
Only the one! You're fine. Do you want to project that onto a bond?
Why not?
For a d4 willpower points?
Wait, so do I gain willpower points or do I
No,
lose
you
willpower
lose
points?
willpower points.
Okay, because I was like, wait, I can gain
This doesn't
willpower
really-
points by being traumatized? I'm sorry, it's been a long day.
No, you cannot.
That doesn't feel like best trade, honestly.
I'm gonna project that onto Tristan because he's not here to defend himself.
Oh my
That is
god.
what? Oh, to Tristan, since it's only a single point, that's all we're gonna knock down here. I thought we were going for Dad all along, but here we go. Yeah.
He's already checked off. I can't project onto him again until
This
the
is
off
a fair
ends.
point. This is a fair point. Yeah, this is a fair point. And Morgan just no. So Zyra, Thomas, and it doesn't matter how many times you thought you were used to him, but seeing him coming out of the closet like that, with the skin sagging, with those filmed over eyes, with the body just lumbering, it's jarring.
I think we should put
There's a
I think we should
spike
put like
of
a mask on his face.
There's a spike of adrenaline going through your body, Zyra. And
Yeah.
Zaki too,
I think-
I dare say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think why she blames Tristan a bit for this is because on one hand, there's the whole in sickness and in health thing part of marriage, but it's also like they're not equals anymore. So, I think this is just kind of broken her mind a bit with that.
Morgan too tired for this shit.
Very well.
Honestly, I think we should make the executive decision to get something to cover up his face and probably most of his skin.
What about that dude who was gonna come pick him up? You're back?
Nope, not yet. But for now, because we keep getting jump scared every time he comes out of there. And I feel like that's not very good for us, so we should...
Well, how are we...
balaclava.
Well, how do we,
Have
like,
a
bring that
balaclava.
up? How do we bring that up with him, though? Yeah.
If we just explain to him that, like, you were a freaky science experiment, dude.
No! How would you feel if someone said that to you?
Nothing. Because I am one at this point. You remember that time I told you they took my brain out and put it back? That was real, okay?
Fair, fair.
So I'm just going to have to break it to him, and he's going to have to accept. But this is just his not life now.
Okay.
Trust will be better for everybody. Or something. Anyways, I'm gonna go over to Thomas and I'm gonna say, yo, Thomas, I have some news to break to you.
Thomas will look at you.
Okay, I can
Yeah.
never get used to that. Are you aware that you are you look dead. Like, you look disturbingly dead. To the point where it's jarring to basically everyone who sees you. And if we're going to
I'm
have
fine.
you...
I don't feel any pain at all. I'm okay. I'm telling you, I could run a marathon now. I could sprint.
Have you seen yourself in the mirror, Thomas?
That's just because what they did to me in the lab. That's
Yeah,
it's just
what they did to you in the lab has made you look very terrifying, Thomas.
So you're saying you need a makeover to make it more appealing.
You need to make yourself... If we're going to move you out, get you out of here, Thomas, we're gonna have to put you in some sort of disguise to make you more palatable to society. Okay?
In other words, make you feel bonita.
Yeah.
I'm okay though. I'm fine. I don't need whatever.
Have you seen yourself?
Why don't you roll a persuade check here, Jack Zana Morgan?
Oh.
That went well.
Look, dude. It's either this or someone finds out and they kill you.
Either what?
Might like that.
Find out what? I need to get don't I need to get to a hospital or something cause like the stitches and I have a fucking hole
What
in my
happened to
chest, man. Stitches are fine, but Blair, did you ever stitch up the hole in his
People
torso
don't
as well?
survive holes in their
Yeah,
chests,
Blair would've.
Thomas.
Alright. What are you talking
People
about?
don't
I'm right here. I'm fine. You're full of shit. That's what you are.
Dude,
People don't survive. Look at me. And he's gonna just hit his chest a little bit. Nothing. No pain. I'm cool. I'm good. It's no problem
yeah,
here.
you are sure, dude. Look it.
I don't
That's
give
the
a fuck
problem.
about what I look. What are you, my mom?
No, I mean, like, people who try to hurt you, if they see you like this.
Aren't you supposed to keep them from doing that? Like,
Yeah,
how
but
long
it
do
would
I
be
have to be
easier.
holed up in this fucking place anyway? I just want to go home. And where's Lynn?
It did. I have to tell you this. You need to blend in with normal society if you're ever going to leave this room.
I ain't gonna
We
be
have a
normie.
friend. We have a friend who can help you, supposedly. So you just need to sit tight until they can get here.
What friend?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm going to find Lynn, and I'm going to, at least this makes me look kind of badass, don't it? I'm gonna be back in the
That is
hood, I'm
not-
gonna do the stuff, I'm gonna be back in the life, I'm gonna take some names.
There's police all over the plant.
Yeah, I ain't gonna go anywhere close to the plant, man. I learned that the hard way. No, I'm gonna stay in Browning, I'm gonna stay in my hood, it's gonna be cool.
I want to wear a cool mask while doing it. Some sort of,
Oh.
Does this make you like a superhero now? Is this like a
I'm
superhero?
like a regular Scarface now. I'm like Capone. I'm gonna be like Capone around here, up in this bitch. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna.
You look undead, bro.
So I don't even know what the fuck that means. He says.
You look. Have you seen a zombie movie before?
Yeah,
You
sure I
look
have.
like
They're
zombie.
pretty cool.
Well, you are one of those now.
Bullshit.
Yeah, you are.
Zombies are just walking around and eating brains, man. I don't want to eat no brains.
The ones in the plant were eating brains, Thomas.
Yeah, I'm not eating no brains.
Because you're a one.
Eat their brains.
Because you're a 1 in 1 million
Eat their
chance.
brains.
Not everybody's going to know that if they see you on site.
Yeah, they're going to instantly think you're one of the brain-eating zombies and try to kill you.
You all just bust my balls here, aren't you? You just
No,
just
I
being
think like
assholes.
can we
get
Thomas,
serious here for a
remember-
moment?
Thomas, remember when I told you about how we're part of a government agency that tracks the supernatural?
Yeah.
We were sent to the plant because they were manufacturing a drug that could send cells into a state of stasis between life and death. We believe that you were exposed to it, and that has led to your current lack of healing for any wounds.
He's just blinking in complete not understanding at all.
Yeah, he's dumb. He's not gonna understand that.
What
The
the fuck
lab
does-
your lab you were in is producing zombie goo. Zombie smoke, zombie powder, zombie goo.
Well, that's what they did with my pal.
Blue stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it, man.
And
they did with Jake.
now you have blue stuff.
There was that blue fog and shit. And man, that
Yeah.
burned the lungs really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I was coughing my lungs up and then...
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I saw that. I was in that too. It was horrible. I almost
Exactly.
died.
And then I passed out for a while, but I'm fine now.
You know, that's the reason why you look like this.
Blair, you are listening to this conversation taking place here, and as you're doing that, I'm going to allow you to do a psychotherapy check
Okay.
on Thomas.
He's
Possibly on
denying.
Nanzira as well.
He's in denial.
Oh yeah, he's in complete and utter denial. Even worse than that, you've seen him before, and there is a high likelihood that he is suffering from intermittent explosive disorder, meaning if he takes sanity loss, he will go on a rampant frenzy.
Oh dear Lord. He's gonna start turning
Oh, that's what happened.
activators on me.
Because
Like,
you
the
saw how he was bashing those ABC agents. He just
Yeah.
lost it and went on a frenzy. And yeah, that is... You're sitting here on a bomb in Thomas's head. He has... your friends here, much like... He's in about as fragile a mental state as Tristan is in terms of how many sanity points he has left.
Oh.
And when he hits 0... There's
He's not
just
trying
going to
to
be the
fight
frenzy
him.
left and nothing else.
He's gonna turn into a fighter, bro.
Oh, yeah. So, TikTok.
Okay. This isn't working. I
So-
suppose. You know how we had to hide you in the closet so they couldn't see you, Thomas?
Yeah,
what
but
we're
that
gonna
was
do.
like ABC shit. What's going on with the plant now? What's the news from the plant? Where's Lynn? What's going on with Lynn?
Aren't sure
I want
where
Lynn,
Lynn
man.
is.
She's my girlfriend. I need to protect her.
We aren't sure where Lynn is yet, okay?
God damn it. Aren't you supposed
got
to be
people
cop
looking.
and investigate
Got
shit?
people
And this is what you're paid for, isn't it?
We technically don't get paid at all.
Yeah, we don't get paid. We have people looking, okay? We have people in the building doing a survey, trying to see if there's anything in there. Lynn might be in there, honestly. So if she's in there, they'll find her.
And we'll let you know.
Yeah. But outside is now crawling with more ABC
Cops.
agents. More cops.
And people who have orders to destroy any undead on site. That's why we're trying to
Yes.
hide you.
I'm not fucking undead. Could you stop with that
Well,
shit?
you look like one, though.
I'm sorry.
You look like you.
Zyra, roll a persuasion check. You're amazing at that, right?
Oh no. Oh no.
So close, and yet so far away.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is all bullshit, he says. He is not impressed by anything you're saying. This is all bullshit. I don't want to be in no fucking closet anymore. I've been in here for fucking days now, man. I want to get out there in the street, take care of my Lynn.
And I admire that. I just...
You look like the guys.
You're innocent in all this, and I don't want you to die because of somebody else's mistake. Not mistake,
Yeah.
malice.
Somebody turned whatever that duck did to you, made you look like one of those zombies. Okay?
Okay, maybe I look like it, but I ain't none of them. I'm fine.
Yeah, they do not think so. They're not convinced. The moment you step out there and you look like that, they're going to shoot you. You're a wanted man,
Worse.
Thomas.
I'm not a one.
Or-
What am I even? I didn't do nothing.
Yeah. You're like wrongfully
I'm the
convicted.
victim here.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why we're trying to protect you, but the agency that we work for is not exactly lenient when it comes to innocence and guilt. We were
Yeah,
ordered
you're
to destroy
not-
all unnatural, and we are breaking orders by protecting you.
What's it? I'm not unnatural. Can you stop saying that I'm unnatural? I'm not unnatural. He's just gonna.
I'm sorry, what I mean to say is that you give
You
the
were too
appearance
low,
of
Thomas.
one, and we were ordered to destroy
Or maybe
anything
it'll wear
that
off
is
soon.
considered
You don't know. It's gonna wear off.
good, yeah, but it gives the
Quality.
appearance of it, and we were ordered to destroy it, regardless of innocence or guilt. We're trying
well,
to...
I- You're not gonna destroy me. I'm gonna.
No.
It's gonna.
We're protecting you.
Want to. Don't want to. We're trying to keep other people from instantly trying to kill you, Thomas.
Whatever.
We want you alive,
Whatever.
Thomas.
Fuck it all. I'm just gonna sit here in my fucking closet in my fucking corner until the fucking cows come fucking home. And he just sits there in his closet and he just looks very grumpy.
It's gonna
Like-
give you a cool mask, bro.
All three of you to roll a human check, please.
I just gotta give him a cool mask, cause we so cool.
It would be. Blair. Nope. Gwen is going to increase that, isn't she?
Yeah.
When this mission is over, whenever that might be.
Me too. I rolled so many things.
Yes, you have. Can you imagine how many things Fallas had check marks for?
20.
Yeah, it's sad. All of that progress lost. Very sad. Zaki is the only one who might think of this. And she's been watching Thomas, and I think all of you have off and on. And just another piece of evidence for the fact that he is, in fact, a living dead. He has not had to use the washroom at all for this entire time you've had him in the motel room. There is no excretions at all coming from his body. That toilet is absolutely useless for him.
That makes
And
sense.
he somehow hasn't even noticed that he has that those bodily
he's in
functions are
denial.
no longer with him.
He's in denial, bro.
Maybe a little bit. So how do you want to handle the rest of this night? You have a grumpy zombie in the closet, and the three of you who are very tired. And Zaina, she could try to stay up because she has all her willpower, but all her willpower is not many willpower. Zyra is going to collapse from mental exhaustion very soon. Zaki, yeah, okay. So you're all very tired, very exhausted. How are we going to handle this night? Everybody just crash in bed? Wait for the next thing to happen?
He's gonna sneak out, isn't he? And then he's gonna get shot. That'd be sad.
Yeah.
Alright, we're all going to bed then.
Yeah.
Well, we warned you.
Coach, how does it feel to have a completely fresh agent who has taken no damage of any kind yet?
It's like a brand new car off the lot. I'm afraid to drive in the rain.
The smell of new character sheet.
After I get the first dent, ooh, it's gonna go wild.
Alright, Zaki, why don't you roll a d6 to recover some willpower points?
Oh, come on.
That was great. Yes, that was great. Zaina cannot recover any willpower points because she hasn't lost any, but Syra can. So why don't you roll a d6 to recover willpower points, not sanity points. Nice! That's an absolute substantial recovery. You'll feel so much better after having slept properly.
Honestly, you're gonna sneak out.
6 hours later, it's a new day, and you'll all wake up from your sleep, and who knows where Thomas Ironshirt might be. He's not in the closet anymore, that's for sure.
He's gone. Ira? He snuck out.
Oh god, oh no.
He's probably gonna die. I warned him, but if he dies, it won't be our problem because he snuck out.
Yeah, we did warn him.
You tried.
He didn't listen. He's the bullheaded type. You'll learn.
Maybe the last few milliseconds he has here on Earth, he'll learn.
They would probably get a call from Hassell pretty early in the morning.
Yep.
I'll pick up the phone.
Alright, if you all need to have a conversation.
Drink some coffee.
And drink some coffee.
Yo.
I'm about to head towards the scene at ABC. Where you guys at?
Just woke up, bruh.
Alright. Any plans aside from headed out there? Or did you want to meet elsewhere?
We'll meet you. We'll meet with you.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can't get some gear before I head out to ABC. Also, storyteller, I sent you a message related to starting gear. I'm not sure if you've had time to look at it yet.
Oh, no, I have not.
Regardless, he would be heading out to wherever the operating post or temporary headquarters is to at least touch base with everybody on the scene. See if he can't steal a double extra large bulletproof vest or something.
What was that? I had a quick look at that, but that looked good to me.
Okay. Then yeah, aside from that, I'll probably just go if there's a FBI headquarters or some task force.
Oh
area,
yeah, absolutely.
I'll show up, flash a badge, and see if I can't get a Kevlar vest that fits with bureaucracy.
Yeah, given the situation, you can definitely get one.
Okay, even better.
Yeah, the situation we have just been hit by terrorists, so here is some Kevlar. Are we all gonna meet out at the ABC plant then, or what?
Yep. Don't see why not.
I don't see why not either. It doesn't look quite like it did. There's plenty of dead bodies in body bags at this point, but...
He's probably going to the plant or back to where he went.
Yeah.
Back to his old stomping grounds.
Back to your old stomping grounds. Oh my god. Blair?
Maybe he's going to rescue his girl.
Yeah, I think he might be going.
He's gonna get shot.
He's gonna be fine. I don't know why you have no faith in your...
I have zero faith in him. He doesn't know anything. And his head is like hard as rock, so...
He was never known for being the master criminal of this area, okay?
He's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, you're gonna have a briefing in a command tent, basically, this morning. That's what's gonna happen. Because they've been working all night collecting evidence, like the tribal police, and categorizing things. Hank has been out here. He is the one who didn't get any sleep this time, so I guess he is now exhausted. Yay! And has lost the D6 willpower points because he's been up so long and he needs a coffee. But he's gonna be fine, right? He's gonna be fine. And let's make it a proper conference table, shall we? Because now we're back in... It's not a conference room, it's a makeshift conference room because, let's face it, we are in an actual tent rather than anything else. So many dead agents. Anyway, so yes, we are in a conference room, and Hank is the one doing the presentation right now because he is collecting what has been going on with... Harriet doesn't have a whole lot to say about Tristan other than he is committed, and I've done some prescription drugs for him. It's going to take a while for him to get back on his feet, and let's just leave it at that for now. But as for this situation, Hank is looking over all of you. Hope you had a chance to get some rest. I've been out here digging through the debris all night and coordinating with the locals, including the Air Force, though the Air Force right now are just strictly confined to working on perimeter guard and a reinforced perimeter guard because they have the best hardware around here. We have the full company at our disposal, really, though we don't need all of them, really. But the very friendly Colonel Castor has agreed to use the Air Force's radar capacities, air surveillance capacities, to try to track down the helicopter that the unknown subjects fled in. And hopefully we will get something on that. Unfortunately, he tells me that helicopters can fly very low under the radar. As for this site, we have done a scene survey on this site, an extensive fire, there was a blast, and chemical contamination damage across multiple structures. There was that blast originated, we know where it originated in the center of first floor, which apparently had reinforced walls. There's a lot of biomatter burnt in there, according to the fire forensic experts we have tried to rely on. I'm not a subject matter in that myself, but apparently we're guessing that this biomatter was from lab animals, potentially. We've also found, let's just say that this was a mass casualty event. Currently, we don't have a full tally of number of casualties and dead yet, but we're looking at over a couple of dozen. At least. Still counting.
Are there any survivors?
There are survivors, yes. Mainly people who were not inside the administrative building or any of the production units.
What about Crystal Stone?
We're compiling a list of all the names, comparing to the staff and identifying, but there's a lot of dead bodies to identify, so I can't say that I recognize that name. It's going to take a while.
Okay.
The silver lining is the locals know these people, so identifying them is not going to be too hard. Some bodies were burnt beyond recognition, unfortunately, and we're going to have to use dental records and such for them because of the fire inside the administrative building. Forensics say that this fire was set very deliberately. There was explosives involved. We're talking high-grade military-level explosive, plastic explosives. We don't know the exact nature of this yet, but yeah, it was... you know what? I have a feeling that... Wait, no, I was wrong. Was there anyone who was good at demolitions? You have demolitions people in the group, right?
Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was sleeping all night, so she has not been looking through this. Within the debris, we found some burned human remains that was, and he's gonna just rub his nose a little bit, that was not like the others. These particular deceased remains were missing the head. Now, they were found at the epicenter of the explosion, so missing the head in such a situation is not uncommon. The head could have been blown off by the explosion. We were looking through debris there. There's bone matters. There is a lot, of course, ashes, biological ashes. We've found, but we haven't found even the teeth right now. Tissue damage is extensive. We need dental and DNA comparison. No idea. Personal effects, contextual evidence suggest... because we saw some burned clothes that points towards research or technical staff that were inside that central location. Would you guys know anything about who might have been inside that central location? Technical research staff?
Sorry, you said it was one cadaver with
Two.
a head unaccounted for?
Two.
Oh.
Might have been one of the doctors who broke us out the first time when we got trapped in there.
Huh.
It's very likely he'd been caught sometime after we got out.
Yeah, if
Could it be
He was the diabetes after all.
If he helped you guys, then it would make sense if they wanted to make an example of him.
Could it be possible that the body was planted to make us think someone is dead who actually isn't?
Everything is
I mean,
possible at this stage until we get DNA results, and that's how long that takes.
I just find it suspicious that the head is the only extremity missing. There's several other things that could more easily get blown off than the head. So...
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I'd get a DNA sample and compare it to the family members of notable people within the lab, such as the principal investigators and the guy in charge, the boss, people like that.
Yeah, we have some witness statements from staff saying that the last thing they saw of Director Turner was he was going with these unknown subjects into the incinerator. Nobody ever saw him leave. We have found human remains in the incinerator. Obviously, it's an incinerator, so identifying those will not be easy. We have a collection of teeth and ashes and bone to work with. If we're lucky, we'll be able to get some DNA out of that, but the incinerator burns pretty hot. DNA might have been damaged. I don't know. I'm not a DNA expert, but what I do know is that there is going to be a lot of bodies that with tissue samples sent to the lab, and it's all going to go to Billings because they don't have the facilities here, and they might send it off to other FBI labs in the country, so we're looking at weeks until we have answers properly about exactly who died here.
I think I have an idea on why the heads were removed. I think they might have been using doctors in their experiments as part of the making an example. Because, like, you seem to do a lot with severed heads, and we did get a severed dog head. I feel like that's pretty related.
Could be. Seems like an MO at that point, right?
Yep. I think the scientist was also in the middle when we were exploring the place. When we got to Lab 6, the scientist had a dismembered, one of those undead, quote unquote, on the table. Pretty much dismembered him. Took the head clean off too. I think they start with the head first, honestly.
And that was the ABC plant?
Yeah.
Okay, that confuses me a little bit, says Hank. We have, on the one hand, the ABC guys were doing experiments, you say. And now the buyers are coming in, and what are they doing? Because they've been buying this blue shit.
We might have put a wrench in that. See, we went in, me and the other guy, we went in. We went for Lab 6. First thing we did, we got caught all the way and we had to kill a few people, but that was fine. First thing we did was basically destroy as much evidence as we could before they started flowing in. We also killed the scientist that was working on this stuff. So
Hank is gonna pick up a flip chart and start doing a timeline so he can get down exactly who killed who and what everybody was doing at what point and so on and so forth, and just work it out for himself. He will also be able to report that obviously they have found trace blue particulate and residue collected from the ventilation housings and floor drains and damaged lab fixtures, which doesn't match any of the officially declared inventory. The ABC, the main company that are working here, what they were doing in the ruby and diamond and emerald units were completely legitimate pharmaceuticals. But the sapphire stuff, that doesn't match any of that, and that's this residual. So yeah, it was definitely in there, and so there's certainly a case now for illegal biohazard material being processed at the plant. ABC is gonna see, it's gonna be the end of ABC. They're gonna go belly up. There's no doubt about that, and they're gonna be held liable for this. The community is gonna sue them. There's gonna be criminal proceedings for criminal negligence filed. Unfortunately, we don't have Director Turner here, and the rest of the bosses of ABC who are headquartered elsewhere, I'm sure they're going to lawyer up and blame everything on Turner. It will be very convenient for them to do that.
Have you investigated the other ABC plants yet?
We have
They
not.
might-
They're not in American jurisdiction. It's far away from here. We just started this, isn't it?
Okay, so they're probably
Anyway.
involved with that.
What we do know is that there were several data storage units in that central location. You called it Lab 6? Yeah, at least some of them have been removed prior to the fire damage. Hard drives and such.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much what we overheard they were going to do. That's what the buyers were there to do. Basically take everything they could that was important and then destroy the place afterwards. I think they were a cleanup crew.
Yeah, that much seems clear.
I think they were here because we killed their scientist.
But who are they? That's the next step.
Yeah.
Officially, the FBI is investigating this site as a site of an Echo terrorist attack. Obviously, we want to track down the Echo terrorists who did this. They will be on the FBI's most wanted list very soon. We don't have any ID on any of them. All we know is they escaped by helicopter. We don't know where the helicopter might have landed. We are looking through all the airfields to identify this. And they've been on the run for a while now, so they can be very far away from here. But we need to get any type of evidence they might have left behind to ID who these guys are. We haven't had any terrorist organization claiming responsibility for this yet. That speaks, I don't know. Hank he's a bit tired today. But anyone else, if you want to, you can roll a criminology check to see what's going on here.
New thing to roll?
Yes! And we
Oh.
start out strong with Hassell's absolute abject failure.
Oh my god, there's multiple failures. Oh, we all.
This is going
Let's check
great.
that. Wait,
We all know nothing.
yeah, we're back
All
at
know
criminology.
Nothing.
Oh, I really know nothing. I know negative.
Failures.
Oh man, yeah, okay, this is great. What kind of crits do we want here, Morrigan and Hassell? Do we want to pick one, maybe? From the Fumble table? Roll something?
You check the Fumble table real quick. Infusion, maybe?
That makes sense. Your last best hope was Agent Harriet, and she failed too. Okay, great. We have 6 people around the table, and none of this makes sense to you. You're all, who are these guys? Where did they come from? What did they want with this stuff? How are they so well trained? Where's their money coming from? What's going on with this? There's just no answers. So you picked confusion then.
Yes.
Which means that you are going to gain false information. Okay, fair enough.
If I was a megalomaniac, I would be blurring this stuff out. Thinking I was right in the right.
I should just make these rolls secretly, shouldn't I? So you don't know if it's a failure or not. Anyway, Hassell, what kind of fumble did you make here?
Where is the fumble table? I'm trying
It
to
is
find
under rollable tables. It's right under the open book on your right.
Oh. On the open book is journal, right?
Yes, and then underneath is rollable tables, and there you will find a single table. It's the fumble table.
I see. See, under as in under. I'll do distraction. No, I think confusion makes more sense. It's a criminology check.
Okay, we're both confused here. Even Harriet couldn't help you with this one. Very sad. Head is spinning now, Morgan, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. But you're good as far as willpower points go. It's just your hit points that are terrible. You need to rest and recuperate. You should go to a hospital and just rest up for the rest of the mission. But you're not going to, are you? You're like, I need to get this done. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm getting this over with.
You're getting this over with. Okay. Oh my god. What if this hit, Morrigan, was actually organized by the Ecotopian?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Damn, Dwight really wants a date.
Eco-terrorism, Morrigan. You don't know who Fiona Lynn Way has connections with.
Oh my god.
Eco-terrorism. Do you know of any other eco something? Like, there is a move. You know, there are some very well-funded environmental movements out there. Greenpeace has enough money to send ships out at sea and stuff. What if someone has funded a secret eco-terrorist organization that struck these guys?
If I had a nickel for every time my character ended up dating the villain in an op, or at least tried to, I'd have 2 nickels, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
I'm just gonna look directly at Gwen and be like, Eric.
What?
Eric was his name, right?
Dwight.
Dwight?
Dwight.
Hassell, I think you're going to jump to the conclusion Pfizer did it.
God, not Pfizer.
Yeah, like a hostile corporate raid, a hostile corporate takeover type of thing. They found out about this amazing compound, and they just wanted to shut down. What better way for Big Pharma to make a buck than to outsource the production of this highly legal substance to some nobody like ABC who have exactly the right, and then they just sit in their hit squad. So Pfizer did it, right, Hassell?
Yeah, I've heard about stuff like this before. You should have heard what they did when they found out about the baby powder formula.
See? Here we have
Eric
2 solid leads,
when
Morrigan and Hassell. It's the Ecotopian or Pfizer.
Dwight might be Dwight might be an accomplice when to investigate him.
What do you have to say about this idea that Dwight is the bad guy?
That actually makes a lot of sense now.
Oh my god.
That explains why he that explains why he wanted a date. Oh, he was trying to infiltrate us. Oh my god.
Accomplice? He could be the damn mastermind.
Because you have to kill him.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, you gotta neutralize the threat, right?
No.
Yeah.
That assassinates Dwight.
Holy shit, guys! I think I figured out what we need to do. What? Ooh, I need to go on a date with Dwight to kill him. I think that's what I need to do.
Oh my god.
He'll never see it coming. He thinks, I don't know, but I know.
Seems logical.
I need to get revenge for what he did.
I'm sure you all have some kind of computer hooked up to a modem and a satellite phone and everything, because it's 1998, so you can do that now, right? Does anyone have computer science that is even half?
Computer science is a Zombo that got shot whole.
Nope.
Computer science died in the ABC plant.
Yeah.
Why is it every computer science guy ends up dying? First it was DeLuca and now it's Fallas.
Gwen has computer science.
I'm next. Fuck.
Yeah, you are.
You don't have to roll. I'm just saying that you can handle the computer and a modem and a satellite phone and everything. And you know what? There's gonna be a ding and in your email inbox, and you can print it out because you have everything set up here, even in a tent, as Spartan as this is, with heaters and everything. And it's gonna read from Drake. Apparently, there's been a sighting. CCTV footage has caught the picture of a suspect, according to your descriptions, because, like, you saw through the binoculars what these guys looked like when they filed out of the helicopter, remember? Because they were dressed in suits and everything. And
What about that guy we kidnapped? What about that guy we apprehended, the pilot?
yeah, he has no idea about nothing. I'm just a charter pilot, man. I don't know shit. But this is a picture that has been produced by the CCTV footage.
Odd.
This is
Shit,
from
Billings.
late last night.
Wait, shit. Didn't we send the DNA evidence to Billings?
Yes. Because
Is it still there?
as far as yes, nobody has hit the FBI headquarters yet, if that's what you're asking. Because that's where the evidence is going.
That's a tall dude.
Everything, was anything tampered with inside the building? Anything odd, out of the ordinary?
What, in the Jet Center? What? No. This is... You all have to do the investigative work on this one. It's just someone has managed to find... This is from the Air Force or maybe local authorities who have tracked down... This is the best lead you have from where the helicopter ended, if you will.
I wonder where they're going.
That's the question
What's in
that
those?
everybody's
And what's
curious
in those
about.
suitcases?
Also a good question.
I think those might be the stuff that was taken from storage, maybe.
So we're going to Billings.
Yeah.
I would like for this to be over, so I can go home.
Yeah, that would mean that we have to take action.
We certainly have to track them down, don't we? Says Hank.
Yeah.
Billings, yeah.
Yeah.
Very well. Billings is close by. Very close by, right?
Yep.
Just next door. Driving there would take 5.5 hours, but given that this is an emergency and it's a terrorist attack and so on, I think you can get there faster by helicopter.
Yeah.
Been a while since we've gotten a heli.
What was
Yeah.
that?
It's been a while since we've gotten a heli. A heli
Yeah.
ride.
Yeah, when was the last time? That was...
Is that all the
That
way
was
back
back-
in the Arizona trip?
Yeah, I think it was.
I don't think I was there for that.
Yeah,
But
no,
as
'cause
a-
you...
As a
I
spec
remember-
op, I've probably been on a helicopter before.
First time for everything, I guess. We're going on a helicopter away from Browning. So who is gonna go on the helicopter away from Browning? Hot on the
let's
see.
trail
Me.
of whoever.
Me.
Harriet hasn't had the time to do an evaluation on you guys yet, but I guess she'll have to do it later. Hank and Harriet can stay behind and keep the FBI thing going in Browning, right? And Hassell goes with the rest of you. Isn't that a good division of labor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Alright, so we're gonna get you guys a helicopter, which is gonna take a moment or two, obviously. But the convenience with a helicopter is that it can go all the way out to the ABC plant and then to Billings. So it's gonna take you about maybe 2.5 hours to get to Billings in total. Alright, 2.5 hours to Billings we go. And now there is just the 4 of you. I'm still calling Hassell, because you're still officially 2 different cells.
Yep.
Yeah.
We only unlock the personal information once we adopt him.
Yeah.
Alright, 2.5 hours, we say. 1, 2. You're gonna get there by noon. You are finally away from Browning. You've spent almost a week in Browning, Z-Cell. And
A week.
a long week in... Is this strictly speaking civilization now? It's more civilization than it was.
If there's more than a movie theater for entertainment, it's considered civilization.
Oh yeah, this is huge. This is probably like 100,000 people living here. See? Enormous.
It's an absolute metropolis.
Absolutely. It's, yeah. The sky is huge, of course, washed out and restless. The wind never really stops. It's that in-between Montana cold. As long as you are in the sun, you're nice and warm. But if you step into a shadow, or if the sun starts going down, the temperature just drops like a rock. The air smells fresh, dry, very dry. In fact, it's been like that all time. So if any of you are used to coastal climates, by now you feel like a mummy, drained by the very arid air. And it's not big city towers, but a handful of mid-rise blocks and hotel signs huddled together. And yeah, that is what it is like here.
So many people.
Yep, so many people. It feels positively metropolitan. Where do we want to go from here? You're going to FBI HQ in Billings?
Yeah.
It's going to be one of the big blocky buildings in downtown Billings, obviously. And they have all the evidence that was collected at the ABC plant is being flown in by air. What do we want to do with it, if anything?
When did this evidence arrive in the building?
What was that?
When did the evidence arrive in the building?
Oh, during the night and early morning. It's been like going in a shuttle from the ABC because they have so much helicopter resources.
Did anything arrive before 2352?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Good. So, is there any other CCTV footage of the suspicious man?
Oh, no, that was what you managed to find. So if you're going out to the airport, which is apparently where we're going, there's a leased hangar here. That's where this comes from. So let's go. That's gonna add another half an hour as you're going out to the airport of Billings. This is Billings International Airport because they do flights to Canada, dang it, which means it's international. You can
Yay.
fly to Calgary and Edmonton from here. Probably to Lethbridge too, actually.
They
These
probably go to.
very metropolitan areas. Yeah, apparently Highline Aeronautics is the place that is renting the hangar in question.
What information do they have on file about the people who have rented it?
Very well. Oh, about the people who rented it. Yeah, so you're going to go. You're obviously at the. We're going to like a receptionist hall right now at the hangar, right?
Yep.
And there's going to be like. There's signs here for the name of the place here. The Highline Aeronautics with some kind of very amateurish. My uncle's cousin did the graphic design for us sometime in the 80s, that type of stuff. Definitely a family owned, some aeronautics, air traffic charter company. And as you're coming in there and you're flashing your badges, it's going to be, they're going to be, yes, if you have to know, and they're going to produce the logbook. It's a company called Nuevas Fronteras.
The guy had a Brazilian accent, correct?
You're asking the...
No, sorry. I'm asking Morrigan when they were listening in to the guy who came in.
Morrigan
talked to
knows
her.
nothing about languages.
I just know it was an accent.
Okay. So, oh shit, actually I gotta go. There's tornado sirens going off where I live.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
That's not good. That sounds to me like we're pausing the story here and picking it up, because I'm looking at the time anyway, and we're very close to the end of the session. Next
No,
week...
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep, good luck. Stay safe. And we're picking it up next week as you keep investigating and the people who attacked the ABC plant in Browning. But now we're in Billings. And we can
It's never gonna
welcome
end.
it's never going to end. Agent Hassell to the group, who is not officially Agent... What kind of Z agent name will Hassell adopt when the time comes? Why don't you all
Zassel?
in the audience speculate on this until next time? Thank you,
Zassel.
Yeah, Agent Zassel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and remember to stay in touch with Acel at all times.